We did it! Finally, after a lot of tries, we finally hit 100 subscribers. And for this, I will show you the making of Gamma Team, starting with Chapter 1, Characters. So, for the original design, he was much smaller, and on his left hand, it was like a Toxic Reaper type acid shooter. I then changed this so he's just taller, so he can be much more posable and just better. Still wish he could be smaller, but he's fine. It's fine right now. Pike. Yeah, I had no idea what I was thinking originally. He had there's a sword, the 3.0 stringer weapon, the 2 spikes on the back, which he still has. I don't know what the other two things are, but I changed it so it just looks way better. What was I thinking? You'll see that almost all members of Gamma Team look very weird. There's a reason, and I'll get to that later. Nathan Jet. For some reason, back then I gave him 4 legs, so it was a very weird connection. I still gave him 2 swords, so, and the 2 little things you see on the original design's back, those are supposed to be his jetpacks. His jetpack. He was originally supposed to be able to fly and stick to walls like a spider, but yeah, I just ditched all the colors that didn't work. I ditched the 4 legs thing, and I was like, alright, Kitangu orange, white and red, and a little bit of gray and black. That's a pretty good color design. I was like, perfect. I'm gonna stick with that. So originally, Jack Boxer had 2 designs. I made the second one as an improvement, but it would be actually explained in the story why he has 2 designs. I'll go over that during the later section, but let's just focus on the first, the second latest, the one that looks good, Alright, so in the original design, Jack Boxer had a sword and the 3.0 type fist with 2 spikes. Then he evolved to where the fist hand got longer, and basically I just changed the whole design. Looked really, really bad. I changed the colors to just so it would just be more, consistent. And I gave one arm the metal iron gauntlet thing, and the other hand would just be I wanted it to be an electro fist, kind of like a shocker punching glove, but it does not come that way in Gamma Team. But yeah. So the original design was for Roboraptor 10 was the Lego Iron Man mech they released a while ago, with the modifications his hand being able to hold that sword and the gold claw hand and the raptor bit. But in the redesign, I made it so that it was the lower legs are from the mech, and the top part is just the lizard hound body with the raptor head. I kept the gold hand, and I kept the one hand being able to hold the sword. Just as some key details. Alright, lizard hound. This was the only real good photo I can get of it. It's not good, but it's the best I can get. Basically, the original design should be sort of monster, junkyard creature. I wasn't really planning with consistency when I was making it. Just know that the legs are not They don't look good. They're not. Yeah, it's the same as the new design. One's a hoof and one's a claw. The original torso was just like a Paraka body mixed with a Vaki, the hip piece, but the connection was terrible, so it would just wobble. But yeah, I kept the one long arm and one short arm, the long neck and the head, and as I said earlier, the hoof and claw feet. But I was like, I'm gonna give him some gears to make him more mechanical, make him look a bit cooler. This is how my design process in my head goes. But yeah, it's Lizard Hound. Saber. Similar to Lizard Hound, he was also made with just random Bionicle parts. They were both made from like a pound of Bionicle pieces that I got off of Amazon. I guess the original, when I was making it, I was like, okay, the way he looks like this is because he was under the hive mind of the Bohrok, but he was left behind with like I forgot what it's called, the Krana that was attached to his face, and he was just left like this for like decades. And when the Mata Nui robot when Makuta got defeated, he was released, and it was just creepy. I was originally going for like the Afraid, I was going for that look from Reviving Bionicle. But I kept, the one fire sword hand and the one ice sword hand. I know it's not visible in the shot, even though I just realized there's an exposed ball joint. But that white sword, the white Toa, the 2007 undersea villain sword. I don't know why my brain farted. Anyway, he had that sword, and I even kept the one of the legs. It's not the same color, the Mata Nui foot and leg. I kept that part. There's really no Kuroda design. It's basically the same thing, except I changed the head color for some reason. I don't know why, but that leads to So I think I should get the elephant out of the room on why the Gamma Team looks so cursed in their old designs. It's because originally their cores, like in the original concept, they're like the Bad Batch, and their cores got affected by gamma radiation. So when they were getting built, the machine just made them really screwed up. And they're basically the Bad Batch, and that was the reason. That's why they look so ugly. That was my excuse back then. Yeah, and one of the original concept was that Box would have like this duck character, kind of similar to the old Hero Factory concept art that I saw. No, not that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, his name was Quagmire. I have no idea what I was smoking back then. I don't know what idiot juice I was taking, but then I locked in. And instead of bombs, the original idea was blue goo, toxic goo, that skipping ahead to the finale, the villains would try to dump into like the core of a planet, which would be like this massive lake. And it would go like deep and seep into the core, destroying the planet. But then I sat back and I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. And I was just like, this is bad. This is like actually bad. Stop it. Just go with a more simple thing. The reason why the original Jack Boxer design looked There was two of them because in the original script, Corroder would have shot Jack on his left shoulder, and that would cause like his arm to fall off. And so he would take it back to the Hero Factory, and then he would get a new arm. And then in the original script, it would be Zib. Zib would tell him that he amplified Jack's leg, so he could basically run to where the final battle would be, essentially giving him super speed. And God, so dumb. And for some cut characters or original characters, instead of Maz, we would have gotten Zib, but then I decided not to because I didn't really know how to build Zib, and I wanted to build an original character, so I just made Maz. And for the end, post credit, or the end credit, and before it end, it would have made we would get a name drop of the fella from Slim Pickens' Hero Factory New Generation, which was still going on at the time. I just wanted to reference something, but I decided not to because I didn't really know how I would do it at the time, because the original fella build used a lot of character pieces, so I decided not to use the fella. And the only real cut scene of the original script was the interrogation scene of Roboraptor 09. Now, yes, it's still there. It's as a funny a funny cutaway, but it was supposed to be more in depth. It would have had Jack Boxer and Nathan Jett. They would go down, interrogate him because they thought that he might know where Roboraptor 10 is, but it would basically be Roboraptor 9 wouldn't know. All he knows that he's with some sort of gang, and basically nothing really happened. I cut it mainly because it was really hard to work with, where I was shooting, it was not comfortable, and it was really hard to get Roboraptor 09's mouth moving in there, so I decided to just cut it. But it made a funny cutaway, I think. And so that leads us to Chapter 3. Thank you. I just want to say thank you all so much for supporting this channel. I know we might have gotten more subscribers at the time of making this, but I just want to say thank you all for your support, and hopefully you'll be here when Gamma Team 2 comes out. I am working on it, don't worry, but thank you for 100 subscribers.